low-key, I was hoping he was gonna stay in Houston. But that was probably, I wouldn't be shocked if that was part of KD's trade.
What?
Yeah, Dylan Brooks got to go. I wouldn't be surprised.
Dylan Brooks, he's had some wild accusations over the years.
Yeah, well, he made that girl disappear.
Well, too early in the pod. Too early in the pod.
What? I called her a girl.
This got to be on the B side of the pod. I'm not starting this on the A side of the pod.
That is a great joke, though.
That is a really great joke.
The amount of people, when celebrities make people disappear, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Drake baby mom.
Well, you cut the check. What was the dude where the guy said he didn't pay him, and then he came back and was like the rapper like 2-3 weeks ago. Then the guy came back and was just like, "Nah, I was just playing. That wasn't him."
Yeah.
It was like, yo, you got a check,
bruh. Dylan Brooks, his first girl, Drake baby mom, Obama chef. Like when people disappear, it be
not Obama chef. Allegedly,
he was Obama chef.
Well, he was Obama chef, but
I ain't say nothing.
Something happened to him. He had an accident.
Yeah, when people disappear, it's amazing. It's somebody like. So I wouldn't be surprised. But shout out to Dylan Brooks. Shout out to that girl, wherever she may be. Y'all gonna stop doing this. Absolutely, man. This is episode 186 of the Black Dads Club. It's been an interesting week. That is Pastor Mike. I am Gavin B. I'm gonna play the intro in a little bit, so y'all just hold up. But I want to give a dad tip right quick. You need to toddler-proof your house today. I had an issue this morning. I woke up, my 3-year-old who likes to go pee 4 times in the morning just because he likes to just keep getting out of his bed and closing the doors. My man found a pair of scissors and he gave himself a haircut. And the problem is my barber, shout out to Nail, shout out to No Grease. My son is currently at No Grease at Northlake right now. And funny enough, I text Darnell, I said, yo, this boy done found some damn scissors. He cut his hair. And he's like, oh, maybe he telling y'all he wants to be a barber when he grows up. And I said, this ain't the time to joke. He gave himself like, and y'all know who y'all are. If you grew up in the church, you knew like all the ministers had that little middle bald spot, but they still kept the hair on the side.
Well, we used to call it something. We did. What was the show?
His roof missing is basically what I'm calling it.
The Jefferson.
Yeah.
We used to call that the Jefferson.
And he got that right now. And I'm like, yo, my man. So please go find scissors. If you got glue anywhere, if it's in reach, they will find it. And you know what's funny? One of our listeners, she hit me up today and I told her what had happened. And she goes, oh, my daughter found scissors and she cut up all her clothes one day. And she was like, imagine having to go buy clothes. Like, now you have to go replace clothes. And she was like, kids are just find stuff and just have a ball with it.
Yeah. Kids are going to be kids, man. And like, you really shouldn't, I'm just going to sound crazy to sound out. You really shouldn't be too hard on your kids for doing children things. Matter of fact, there was a study years ago where they kind of like looked at high achieving kids when they got older and like, regular, normal achieving kids. And it was like, what was kind of the difference in the parenting style? And what they found out is like with the high achieving kids, the parents kind of let them explore, right? They never stopped them from doing anything. So like if they came in the kitchen and the kids had put flour everywhere, it became a lesson, right? Like, why did you do it? What are you trying to see? What are you experimenting? Like if kids are curious about like, squeezing butter, like, butter soft, and they want to get it all on their hands, like, that's been an opportunity to give kids the opportunity to explore. And it was like those kids typically grew up to become high achievers because they basically didn't have the curiosity, browbeat out of them. So definitely allow your children to explore. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Look at that. He got that. I know your wife is about to cry. Mothers love their children's hair.
That shit is gone.
It is gone.
Gone.
I want to see the finished result.
Gone. Damn, bruh.
You should ask your wife if she's gonna cry.
She probably is crying. She didn't even text it to me. That's how I know she mad at me.
You gotta ask her. Is she like, are you gonna cry?
Look, she absolutely, she is. All right, let's start this pod.
I'm Pastor Mike Will.
Now, I am Gavin B. Welcome to Service Sit Down, the Black Dads Club. What the hell is the point of this podcast? Let's do it like that.
If you are a black male and you're in a jam, hit me up. I'll get you out.
Trying to save black men.
We give black men a place to be seen. place to be heard.
Sometimes I gotta push back because be lying.
They do, but so do women. So that's what makes the pod cool.
Strap in. It's about to be fun.
Now let's begin.
He gave Roman a hairline. Look at that shit.
Oh, he done found it.
Hey, my boy about to have waves though. Dang, man. Poor Roman, man. That might be the title of the episode. If y'all would have seen, so just to put this back in perspective, sorry, my wife sent me, she getting on my nerves. My boy, when he cut his hair, he put it back in the bathroom drawer. So when he came in the bathroom, he came in our room and he was like, look, I cut my hair. I didn't like it anymore. And it threw us off. And so when Corinna went into the bathroom, she opened up the drawer, the second drawer, the only one he could really reach. You know what I'm saying?
She has to ask him when it's done, like, does he like his new haircut? Because maybe that's what he wanted.
Yeah, but he don't get the choice right now. My kid, maybe.
Well, he kind of made the choice for you.
He made the choice for him.
Kinda...
I'm trying to think, what age would I let him decide like what he want to do with his hair? Maybe like 2nd, 3rd grade, maybe.
Yeah, I guess like my son's mother, like, you know, she locked her hair, so she wanted him to lock his. It was not a fight that I cared to engage in. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. But as he's gotten older now, because like last year he was like, he's like, I think I want to cut. You know, he's like, I think I want to cut my hair, and I was like, you sure? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, he thought about it. He was like, no. But I do think that time is coming where he's gonna be like, yo, it was a good moment. It was a good run. Let me go ahead and clean this thing up.
Yeah, and some of it is the kids. Like the kids at school, they start getting new hairstyles.
Yeah.
Like at first, Hayden wanted waves, right?
Yeah.
And then I think he realized how much work that is. And so then the theme became with the boys, their hair get longer, you know. And this is when I say these kids don't have a chance. It's the rappers. Spider-Man got the same long haircut, you know what I'm saying? And it become like the athletes get it. And then it's kind of like, all right, so his hair is longer now. He got the little Bart Simpson going on. And so it just becomes trend. So my boy, I don't know. We're going to see. But yeah, it is what it is. We already did the dad tip of the week. Sorry, y'all. I was just all over the place. This how kids just mess up your day. Because I had a whole day planned out, and then this happened. But anyway, let's get to this pod. Hold on. How we want to start this joint? Oh, yeah.
Pray for forgiveness can I cuss, y'all? Every fucking day of our life. Mm-hmm. But we are the most judgmental people on this planet.
Right.
So, bro, like, I really, really wanted to know just how you doing.
I think the thing is, a lot of time what happens is that we ask for forgiveness, but we're the least forgiving. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest issue right there.
And we don't forgive ourselves.
No. We and sometimes we end up putting ourselves in jail for perpetuity, even though at the smallest mistakes, realizing that at the end of the day we're human.
As men, bro, like regardless, it ain't my place, bro. But I wanted to do a check on you.
Good.
Because most people don't. Right. And most people really don't care, bro.
Right. Bro, I'm doing good.
Honestly.
Like, no, you know what?
Are we the most judgmental people?
Absolutely, black people are.
You think so?
Absolutely. It's not even close. And big up to David Banner for Men's Mental Health Month for checking in on Shannon Sharpe. Because I think we had that question like a couple weeks ago. Like, damn, you know, what is going on, you know, with them?
With Shannon?
Yeah.
You know.
But I definitely think we're way too judgmental. And when I say judgmental, I'm not talking about, you know, observing something and making a comment. I think that's fair. We just don't know when to stop, right? We want people punished. Like, I want to see you punished for what you did. And it's like, yo, like, chill. Like, let life take its course.
Yeah, well, see, I think we do this to black people. Black people only do this part. We make assumptions like every other group of people ain't doing the same thing. We just loud with it. So when I say, we love to say, oh, this community don't do this. And I'm not talking about judgmental. I'm just talking about, like, we be like, oh, Spanish women treat their man like this. So Spanish men treat their women like this. And then we say, oh, white people don't do X, Y, Z. And then we don't have no insight in their community. And so we just assume what they do. And then you start talking and they like, nope. Actually, Spanish men are very sexist. And, you know, actually the women, they don't date with it. It's all that type of stuff, right? I think actually, to be fair, I think we too forgiving. So I don't agree with Shannon's part of that. Like, literally, and I'll give you an example. I'm watching, they doing, sounds crazy, but they doing the 10-year. It's the 10th anniversary of the Charleston church shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they up there, and I remember when that happened, and I remember as soon as that shooting happened, the next day, that Sunday after it happened, they was up there talking about we forgive Dylan or whatever, and they're going in, and it's like.
Oh, no. I didn't mean that black people are not judgmental of others. I'm talking about black people with black people.
Oh, no. I understand.
When it comes to white people, no, black people be like, we don't know where to, like, no, yeah, that's a part of it. But when it comes to, when it's black on black, like, no, it's like, yo, I need to see the end.
No. I get that. No, I'm talking about when Shannon said, oh, we're the least forgiving. No, actually, we're not. I do not agree with that part at all. I think we're the most forgiving when it comes down. Because when shit happens to us, then it's like, I understand. It's okay. I will be strong. I will go through it. Now, when it's black on black, do I look at it and say, all right, are we so judgmental we want to see? I think that's everybody, dog. Like, I think everybody is like, we want to see if I feel like you're farther than what you should be, if I feel like you are where I could be, yeah, if you trip and fall, I want you to fall on the floor.
Yeah,
and I think every community is like that.
But every community is like, yo, once it's happened, it's over, right? Like, I don't hear anybody saying, hey, let's take every Harvey Weinstein movie out of the theaters, off of Netflix, off of streaming services, right? Anything that he has a part of, right? It's like, yo, he did what he did, he was punished, right? But we're gonna talk about it later, right? But it's like, yo, every R. Kelly song, we can't play R. Kelly, right? And it's like, yo, these are the same guys, same punishment. Right. Mm-hmm. And then we have one community that can't get enough of talking about it. And then we have another community that's like, yeah, we're going to pretend that didn't even happen. We're going to Dana White it. And so that's what I'm saying when it comes to the black community. Well, it's a constant, it's not even till the next thing happens. We're going to keep piling on and keep adding on until that demographic ages out and then somebody else takes the place to have their back kicked in. Like, we don't know how to just see someone get punished and then just be like, all right, well, let's move on to the next thing. It's like, no, let's keep going. Let's keep kicking their back in.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, all right, we got to stop listening to, it's one particular part of the community that's the loudest on the internet. And because they are so loud and because it's like, because that's happening, first of all, and what I mean is, first of all, the loudest people on the internet is women, particularly black women.
Yeah,
that's just, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. They own that space. They own it. If you want to, they killed Kevin Samuels. Like, let's just get, and I don't. But mind you, as this is a person who never listened to Kevin Samuels on the internet, but they got him up out of there. So when they do get fed up, and so they don't pay attention to Harvey Weinstein. They don't know. They don't care. They don't
care. They 100% know.
No, they don't. I don't believe they do, because if I go and ask. If you ask me right now, name one Harvey Weinstein movie, I will tell you I don't know. And I know he's created a bunch of movies. Yeah. I don't know him. I don't. You ask me to name 5 R. Kelly albums, I will name them. And because I know him.
But again, that's proximity, right? What I'm saying is I am in political spaces that are dominated by whites. Yeah. And I can tell you what they talk about and what they don't talk about, right? It's a reason why I use the term to Dana White it, right? Because that is a clear, that's a clear example of when they don't want to talk about something, they just don't talk about it, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that capacity to Dana White anything, right or wrong, right? We just don't have that ability. We have so much lack. It's such a scarcity mindset that the only thing we could do is kick people back in. And we like to call it hating, but the only thing hating is jealousy and envy. That's all hating is. Hating is not, I'm being critical because I want you to be better, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And so we go there. If you go in those white political spaces, you say, yo, how do you feel about R. Kelly? They're not going to care.
No, they're not going to care, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, to Shannon's point, we are the least forgiving, right? To their point, to your point, I don't think that they're forgiving or unforgiving. I just think that they move and they just don't care, right? Like, yo, once a perceived justice has been done, right? Especially if it doesn't elevate any minority above them, to them it's gone, it's over. But for us, I think it's almost this crab in a barrel mentality where someone has to be over the other person, and instead of me being better and getting ahead of the other person, it's like, well, I need to step on the other person's back. And even though that doesn't elevate me high enough, it elevates me higher than you.
So let's go. We skip here. We can skip here and we can come back. Why is the R. Kelly apology? So for those who don't know, a company, they had a party.
A promotion company here in Charlotte.
That was in Charlotte?
Yeah, it's in Charlotte. Yeah, they're in Charlotte.
Look, I don't be on, let me tell y'all something. I don't be on the internet. I be on Twitter. And if it ain't Joe Budden, these hoes, I love hoes, by the way. We're going to talk about hoes.
Yeah.
But I love hoes. And if it ain't the hoes, Joe Budden or sports, I ain't paying attention. So all right, they had a party.
Yeah, they're in Charlotte. They're a promotions company. They're brand new. They're the fastest growing one right now in Charlotte.
And so what happened is they had an event. Somebody requested R. Kelly. They played it, and then they issued a statement. I hate when y'all do statements on Instagram. Put that shit on Facebook so we can read it. And so they had a promotion, and honestly, I understand it. You can't play R. Kelly at parties no more, bro. It is what it is.
But again, that is going to Shannon's part, and this is my point, right? Y'all know that I tell y'all all the time. I'm a free speech absolutist, right? Mm-hmm. But they had a statement. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paragraphs.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm just gonna read, in the middle, right?
Cool.
After the conversation, we realized that we shared the feedback that impacted the individual who came forward. So evidently, it was just one person that was really, really upset with it.
Yeah.
Right? That was never our intent, and we deeply regret how it was handled. To be clear, we do not support R. Kelly or anyone, regardless of gender, who causes harm or take advantage of others, right? That is a fair statement, and that should have been said to the person that was there. But if we're going to get into the habit of we're not going to play any problematic musicians, that I don't know if you got any music left on the radio at this point.
Nah, you don't. But here's my issue: you can't play R. Kelly. You can't. I'm sorry. I say this: the only time I ever hear R. Kelly out is these older people at weddings. It's always the older couples who have weddings, and their number one thing is and I'm telling you this: they make announcements. We are playing R. Kelly today. They do. Every DJ, hey, the couple has said R. Kelly will be played. So for me, I don't expect to hear R. Kelly out, but people have made it known that, hey, we're not going to play R. Kelly. The man literally made love songs for kids. Like, you're not getting that shit off. And it's a weird thing. And here's the other thing. As a DJ, you don't have to have R. Kelly in your bag, your two bag.
No, you don't. You don't.
But even though somebody's requesting it, as a DJ, you have to be smart enough to say, yo, is the juice worth the squeeze? And most of the time, it is not.
Yeah, but my point is, right, look, I'm not talking about play Sex Me by R. Kelly, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if Ignition pops on,
it don't pop on, though. You put it on.
That's what I'm saying. If you transition into Ignition, right, this is not, you're not per se playing R. Kelly for the sake of R. Kelly, right? You're actually playing a transition to keep the party going.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. Yeah. But again, if you're not playing problematic artists, you are getting rid of a ton of music.
I understand, but we looking at it from the standpoint of the community. The world has said, yo, this man, it's a reason why we're not playing his music.
I'm not mad at anybody who don't play R. Kelly music. I'm probably not playing R. Kelly music at my next wedding, right? But what I am saying, if it comes on, it's not apology worthy. It's not. Like there's no other artist that it comes on. You're like, man, I can't believe y'all played Michael Jackson, right? Yeah. I can't believe y'all played, Teddy Pendergrass. Like, there's no other artist where it's like, oh my God, I'm so offended, right? I can't believe you played Morgan Wallen, right? Yeah. He used the word nigger, right? There's no artist where you just like,
because they wasn't raping children though. That is the big if here. That is the big thing here.
But again, right? If you go through rock bands from the 80s.
We don't play rock band.
I'm just saying because we just talked about Shannon saying the unproblematic.
I don't care about white spaces because I'm not in white spaces. I don't go to white spaces. So I don't care.
I spend time in white spaces. All right.
And that sucks because when they play Elvis, people do. When I've been at parties and they have Elvis impersonators and people go, cringy.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's cringe. I'm saying if a song comes on, you're not responsible for the DJ and run up there and be like, "Oh my God, don't play the R." Like that is stupid. That is stupid.
I don't think so. And the only reason why I think so is because DJs, y'all have to know. First of all, I wouldn't. when I got married, the DJ sat us down. He said, give us a list of artists you do not want to play. I got to ask Corinna, because we put 2 people down that we said we don't want to play. And I can't remember.
And again, this is not a defense of R. Kelly. Don't even clip it like that. This is a defense of them not having to make an apology because the DJ played R. Kelly at their event.
No. And I've done, and I'm only speaking, it's 2 things here that I want to make clear. This ain't a wedding. When weddings, it's really up to the 2 people who get married, who gets played and don't. So when I hear R. Kelly at weddings, I don't ever feel away because I'm like, first of all, it's your wedding.
Yeah.
Nobody don't give a damn. Now, this was not a wedding, so it is not a weird thing, right?
It's just a party.
It's
it sounds like somebody was offended.
Yeah, well, somebody requested R. Kelly. That's the other big part of this. Somebody requested R. Kelly. The DJ decided to play it. Now, the party promoters, I bet you from here on out, they're going to tell every DJ to come in, no R. Kelly. Because what happens is, if somebody who is offended, who's like, hey, I don't know what they're a victim of. I don't know what their feelings on it. I don't know their proximity to, maybe this girl's from Chicago and she has something that, so it might be like, yo, why did you as a DJ, you got to look at yourself and say, why did I feel comfortable in playing it? All right, somebody requested. Sometimes you got to tell them like, nah, sis, I ain't finna do it. That DJ ain't finna play. Next time somebody asks that DJ to play R. Kelly, he's not getting played. And so why I do look at it is, we are in a space where once the community say, hey, we don't F with this person, and that's exactly what happened, then that person is canceled. Like, he's the only person I've seen is canceled. Now, I will say this on the flip side, if you do play R. Kelly music, all the money now allegedly go back to his victims. Allegedly. Use that for what it's worth.
Yeah, again, I don't think a promotion company or a DJ should apologize. That's all, right? You could be offended, you could not like it, you can leave. Those are places that you could be, right? Mm-hmm. When you feel like you got to make a 8-paragraph public apology, I'm saying you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You could apologize to the person, and then you can go to the DJ and say, hey, no more R. Kelly today. Somebody's here that feels that they're a victim of his music, and then you move on from it. But you don't have to make a public apology, like, because again, when it's the flip side, when it's a mistake and somebody offends you, nobody's making a public apology. That's all I'm saying. I saw them make the public apology, and I was just like, what are y'all apologizing for?
Probably because they probably look, the wrong person get pissed off, they can make sure your parties don't happen no more.
Well, I mean, true indeed.
So I don't know who. Let me put, when you posted it in a group chat, I ignored it because I'm like, this is OD. It's nothing to like, because it's too much. Yeah. But it, maybe they thought I'm just shooting them some bail. Maybe that person came up was like, all right, yo, this person's over a marketing agency. They run. Look, we saw what Spectacular allegedly did to Pleasure P when he left the group. That nigga created a marketing agency, and Pleasure P career was never the same. Allegedly.
Yeah, true.
Which is tough.
True.
Can you imagine that? You break up with somebody, then, you lead a group, go start a solo career. Your homeboy starts a marketing agency, which we do know that Spectacular does have a digital marketing agency. And then allegedly, well, it ain't allegedly, Spectacular say he had nothing to do with it. But right when you take the career, it comes out that you are messing with minors. And that was splattered all over the internet just for the girl who was about. She said it never happened. That's a tough world to be in. And so you got to be careful who you're messing with. You piss off the wrong person, stuff can go left. Nelly is looking to piss off Ashanti. And I love the internet, man, because y'all need to get off of these reality TV shows. And you got to relax on putting all your business out on reality TV shows. And I say that to say Nelly and Ashanti now has a reality TV show. And what's coming out is what Twitter was killing Nelly because they was calling Ashanti a married single mom. Because Nelly is going on tour. And he told Ashanti with the new baby, he's like, yo, my life on cruise control. And he said that he don't believe in changing diapers. And you know what happened to the internet.
Oh, yeah.
The internet got to internet. To me, this is a no. How do we say this? We know certain parts of the internet just love being emotional and hurt. Exactly,
and just love to hate. I mean, if he's gonna be on tour, he's not gonna be changing diapers. He's not gonna be home.
Yeah, facts.
So it's a non-issue. Again, I didn't know the context. I don't really watch reality TV like that.
Nah, I do.
Are they on Peacock?
Peacock. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not watching this.
Yeah, whatever they own. Here's the thing, right? If it was boring and productive, nobody would watch it.
Nobody,
right? So the fact that he says this is what makes people watch it. I'm not gonna be offended at Nelly. You know, here's the thing. Nelly spun the block. He seems happy as hell. She seems happy as hell. Nelly's gonna change to diapers, right? But I think he's just sitting there with his woman, basically talking shit. Like
he might not.
And here's the thing, so. He might not.
Yeah,
but the guy seems happy to be where he is.
I'm not. Look, y'all didn't get mad when Jay-Z said he ain't changing no diapers. And that's Beyonce. Don't feel sorry for Ashanti. If y'all didn't feel sorry for Beyonce.
Well, I think Ashanti's more relatable than Beyonce.
She in reach. But also, I don't know why we're going to act. We know that Beyonce and Jay-Z have 24-hour maids.
Yeah.
They change all them diapers.
Yeah.
So I don't believe Ashanti going to be changing too many diapers. Also, she going to be changing more than, of course, Beyonce. But also, if we keeping it real, yo, your man got to go out and work.
Yeah,
we don't want to have a conversation that Ashanti ain't got no money coming in.
I mean, she was on tour like 2 years ago, wasn't she?
No, well, her and Jay-Z, her and Ja Rule.
I don't know. I thought I saw her at the Fillmore. Not I saw her, but name on the marquee at the Fillmore. I'm almost certain. I mean, again, she's not. I don't know how big of a show Nelly's putting on.
Way bigger than what Ashanti could.
Yeah, so he is out here being the breadwinner. Again, I'm not offended. Nelly's not going to be home. When he gets home, he probably has to get rest. Nelly's 51 years old.
Yeah,
he can't be on the road 4 nights a week and then come home and be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, he can't. He just can't do it.
And y'all know what's up, man. I love the stuff that we try to get upset about, man.
And I'm pretty sure she's gonna be happy to get up to change those diapers. And if she loves him, when he comes back in from a 4-show road trip and he gets home and that baby cries at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be like, "Yo, he needs to get some sleep. Let me hop up,
absolutely,
and grab that."
To put stuff in perspective, random update from my family. Corinna said, "Roman keeps saying I like my haircut. I look grown."
Roman played y'all.
This boy didn't want that hair anymore.
He played y'all. Roman, I know it'll work.
Yeah, look.
They not listening to me.
They not listening. I can fix this. Oh my gosh. Hey, Ray Daniels. Me and you gonna beef Ray Daniels, but let's get to it. Hold on.
No. I like this run that Ray Daniels is on. I need more producers to come out. I want to hear the stories from producer side. I'm sick of hearing from artists.
Is he a producer?
I think he either was a producer or a writer.
Let me Google that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Or was he an executive? Hold on, let's look it up. Because that is because I know he's in play. Hold on, look it up. I know he's in the known. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out who he is. I just like Ray Daniels because every time knows he was an executive producer. So he was an A&R. That's okay. All right, cool. That makes sense. And he worked at Epic. So that's how he be knowing all this shit. I wish we could bring A&Rs back, but we never.
we need them back, man. There's an artist that I follow that's out of Houston, and I've been following. There's a lot of small artists that I follow because I see them blow up, and she's actually signed to a major right now, and they have no clue what to do with her.
Yeah,
I saw her performing an Instagram reel the other night, and I was just like, y'all have no clue what y'all doing with her. The show was terrible.
You have no A&Rs.
You have no A&Rs, man, and I know companies think that's. I'm like, yo. It is a young lady I follow out of London. I mean, voice is beautiful. She is singing the worst songs. She is singing songs. She's in this whole, Alpha Man era. And I'm like, babe, that wasn't your lane. That's not why I started. Her voice is angelic.
Bro.
She could be the next Adele. And she's she got that London accent. She's black. And I'm just curly hair, light skin. I'm like, y'all are fumbling this girl, man.
Bro,
woman, excuse me.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm country.
He is. I'd be glad when we get A&Rs back, but we never get them back.
No,
they cut that way out the budget.
A&R gonna be AI. Sorry, let's get into the clip.
Yeah, hold on. Here go Ray Daniels. Here we go. Oh my gosh.
No nigga should get to $1 million or $1 billion without being owned by a person. Tell me I'm lying. That's why when Puff went down, nobody stood up for him. Because everybody who could stood up for him had people who was giving them money and they were like, I ain't my money for that. That's why they didn't stand up for him, because they owned. That's why I love Ye. You can't turn me against him. He literally went against the whole world to be a free man. He lost his billionaire status to be free. Nobody owns him. That's why he's at court with Puff. That's why I love Joe Budden. He's on the Joe Budden network. He's on his own shit. Every other out here is owned. The that you love, the black hero you love, the reason why he ain't supporting him or whatever is because he is owned by someone saying, don't you go over there and play with that. Don't make me cut your water off if you play with that. Whether you're Ross that got Bel Air playing you. If they took a check from Live Nation, they're owned. If they took a check from a brand, they are owned. If Nike pays them, they are owned. They're owned. That is what my problem with us. That's why we can't get black heroes on top. Because all our heroes are owned.
Roman, stop ringing our doorbell at the house. I swear y'all ain't got to die for these people. It's certain hills you don't have to die on. I'm here to let everybody know. There's an R. Kelly hill, currently the Diddy hill, and there's a Kanye West hill. You do not have to die on these hills.
I agree. I agree. You do not have to die on these hills. It again, I would not defend R. Kelly. I was defending the promotions group.
Yeah, I know.
But here's the thing. What I like about what Ray Daniels said though, like, yo, people not giving up their livelihood to defend you. Like, he's 100% right on that, right?
True.
And I think he nailed it also with Ye. I mean, I think part of Ye is he's out of his mind.
Yes.
but he does stand on his own, right? Like, him being able to stand on his own. Now, will he be able to stand on his own bleeding out money for the next 15 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, will he be able to do that? Because that makes you a made man, but yeah, most of these guys, like, yo, if we had a sponsor right now, right, and they were just like, hey, we're gonna pay you X, can't talk about nobody else, right?
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm never offended when I see people that's like, yo, I gotta earn the living.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I gotta follow these guidelines. Like, no, nobody's giving up their living to defend anybody.
Yeah,
not giving up a living to defend R. Kelly, Jay-Z, Diddy. Like, I have to earn money, right? Yeah. The only way I defend them is if I'm their defense attorney and you're paying me to defend you.
Yeah. Right down, you didn't have to die on this hill. You ain't got to really show your support for Kanye. If you want to, I think this is clickbaity. I think that's what you were trying to do and rage bait. But
I like this run that he's on though. It's been an interesting 3 weeks with Ray Daniels.
It has been, but I like Ray Daniels because he gives you insight into the industry.
Yeah.
But also he's been a supporter of Diddy in this trial for a long, long time.
Well, I mean, they're in deliberations right now. And to be honest, I don't know if he's gonna get convicted of anything major.
Oh, he's gonna get convicted.
I think he's gonna get a conviction, but I think he's gonna be on the minor charges. And I think his major charges, there's gonna be like a hung jury.
Well, yeah, but my thing is I believe he gonna get convicted on something. I think that judge is gonna be like, all right, we're gonna give you the max on that. I think that's how they gonna get him. Like, yo, all right, you gonna get, because it's like once you hear other lawyers start talking about like how this is all just intertwined.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, all right, you know, if you use your card for this, your business card to do this. And they've really made it clear. I hope if you got money, you need to get real clear and you need to really understand what sex trafficking looks like. Because they have muddied that water so much.
And I mean, you're about to say, like, be clear. I was like, what is the clarity now? Like, anything is sex trafficking unless she comes over and just drops it off for you and say, hey, I am consenting and this is free.
Nah, it's hey, we had dinner. You got to read the pages of what the escorts have on their thing. Yo, I am here for companionship. Anything outside of that is between two consensus.
Yeah,
you need to tell her to come meet you for dinner. And then if y'all just so happen to have sex, it happened. But y'all be putting y'all free comments in the text messages, and then you fall out with the girl. So it's so much. But anyway,
definitely texting too much.
Yeah, it's just like you setting the play up.
I wouldn't, but you know, y'all, this whole generation does that weird thing. I remember when I did smoke. You know, this is years ago, and this is probably like when like you first started doing. I forget what the first cash transaction app was. I don't even think it was Cash App. Might have been something else. But anyway, I remember somebody was just like, you know, like, I'm about to pick up an eighth, and they were just like, oh, just send it to me. I'm like, dude, I'm not leaving a paper trail to an illegal transaction. Like, what are you talking about?
Nah.
But now that's normal, right?
Yeah.
Like if you buy weed, if you buy strippers,
yeah,
people are sending it in Cash App, and I'm just like, yo, that is wild. Cash.
No, my favorite is Venmo. because you could say what it's for. And then if you follow people, you see what all your friends are spending their money on. And then you be looking at it there and I'm like, yo, y'all are dumb. My favorite, but you know what? It got jacked up when people start putting on Facebook like their illegal activities. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, y'all doing the job for the police. Like,
yeah, they definitely doing the job.
I think the police department is like, we can hire dumber police officers because y'all making it too easy. But nah, my thing with Ray Daniels is like, you've always been a supporter of Puff. My thing is, and these are clips, Ray Daniels got to start telling the truth. It's the reason why Ye was at that trial. And let's not act like Ye has been the biggest supporter of Puff. Him and Puff was going online. They was going back and forth, and it got real dark at one point.
Why do you think Ye was there? I'm unfamiliar.
Oh, because I think Ye thought his name was about to come up.
Why is he there?
Because
his attorney should be there, not him.
Well, he want to go sit in that jury pool. And I also think Kanye, it's always about him.
Yeah.
He knows what comes out. But I think it was a thing that, hey, a rapper, I forgot how they described it. Like a rapper, billionaire rapper, and his wife was at a freak off. Well, it's only a couple, y'all. It's only 3, actually.
Yeah.
Ye, Jay, and Dr. Dre. They all the names rhyme. Like
Kanye should have stayed married. He actually seemed like a reasonable guy now.
He shouldn't have married her, is what he shouldn't have did.
What and done what?
Married the first girl, Alexis.
Lex, is that the one
That's
from
the black
Graduation?
Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have married her. You told her dad that you. Are you tired of mediocre haircuts and lackluster service? Look no further. Get ready to redefine your grooming game with the ultimate experience at No Grease Barbershop, conveniently located at Northlake Mall and Charlotte Premium Outlets. It's not just about a haircut, it's about the experience. No Grease Premium in Northlake sets a new standard for luxury with a full-service bar selection. Elevate your grooming experience even further with their signature drinks served during your service or while you wait. Whether you're looking for a classic fade, a timeless gentleman cut, or a bold modern style, No Grease Premium in Northlake got you covered with their design and color specialists. Let's not forget about the importance of routine self-care for men. Their partnership with Alpha Male Nail Care, exclusively at No Grease Premium, offers manicures and pedicures as a part of your routine grooming. Visit No Grease Barbershop at Charlotte Premium Outlets or Northlake Mall today, and make sure you tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you. We don't know what happened. The shit stopped recording. We was talking about Drake abs. And Mike, I told Mike I'm gonna get my body done.
And I told Gavin he's gonna have to eat more and get in the gym. Like, I don't think they can add weight. And I did say that if I lose this next 15, not next 15, if I lose this next 20 and I don't have my stomach back, I didn't want abs. I just want a flatter stomach.
Gotta stop drinking.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Like, life be lifing. So
absolutely. I would say this, and I meant to say this earlier. So I always got to shoot my boy some bail. Not some bail. I gotta give him his high fives. Shout out to Euphoria. Keep gracing. It keeps aging gracefully, and I love it because he talked about Drake's abs in there before. But that was the joke before that Drake had his abs done. He probably just got them redone.
Yeah, I mean, you can always, what they say, abs are made in the kitchen. So, like, Drake can afford a chef. So, but again, plastic surgery for men, I don't think is the worst thing in the world, but you can't brag about it. And I think that's the part that I wish that we still had, because we was like, yo, when you get your body done, you can't brag about this being a gym body.
Absolutely.
Like, you gotta just accept that, okay, you have a good body, but you don't get to brag about it.
So this is the Ask a Black Dads question. We already did this, so we're gonna redo it because this is funny enough.
Yeah, probably better this time.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope. Let's see. Y'all won't never see the old version of it. This is brought to you by No Grease, Northlake, and Premium Outlets. Please go sit in, go drop in, tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you, because when you do that, they invest more into this podcast. But the question is, and I set it up even better. So what happened was I was talking to Ryan and Ben. We was having a conversation. And so the topic came up, how much money will it take for your girl to sit at home? Like, how much money do you have to make before she says, hey, I think I'm ready to sit down?
Sit at home or retire?
Retire. Well,
Okay.
She's quitting her job.
She's quitting her job to never go back.
Let's hope.
To never go back.
So how much it is for you? How much is it for you?
So I think, it has to be a savings, right? Like, we have to have a certain amount set to the side.
Okay.
That in case something happens, right, that she don't have to go back to work. Because I don't think anything is worse than you tell your woman, you could come home and then 7 years later you like you got to go back to work.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything is gonna be harder than that. So I would say like you got to have like I'm not even talking about like 401k savings. Like you need to have like residual income, properties, something, right? And that probably needs to be 7 figures minimum, right? That's for a reasonable woman because again, right, you don't want her to go back to work.
Facts.
And a lot of times, like, look, I have a friend right now. She is a project manager for one of the banks, so she probably makes like 140, right? And her husband is like senior exec for one of the tech companies, right? So he's probably somewhere between 400 or 500, right? Low end probably 400, right? And he basically told her, he was like, "Hey, you really make too much money to just quit." Because like they have a newborn, but he was just like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, it doesn't make any sense. He was like, even if we pay for daycare, right? That's an extra 60, 70K that we could just save every year. So he basically say no, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not him.
Me either.
if I'm 400 or 500 and my wife, like, she wants to come home, chill, take care of the kids, pick up the kids, cater to the home, go work out. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, man. Like, I would rather her come home and have to answer to me than to go into a job and have to answer to somebody else. Like me personally.
Yeah. So my dumb ass went home and asked my wife this.
What amount did she give you?
It was honestly, we was around the same range. We were 75K off. I told her, I know if I made, and let me preface this, because some of y'all are around the world and y'all don't understand where we live at.
Yeah.
We're in the Southeast. And that's important. And we're not in Atlanta.
Yeah.
By the way, we in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So things are a lot different here. Also, I'm not thinking of, and I know the variables of, y'all might want bigger stuff because you're making more money. Your cars might, all right, no.
But that's the part right there, right? It's like a reasonable life, right? Yeah. We're not talking about she don't have to work and we driving an S-Class.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about like, no, we still driving the Honda.
We still driving exactly what we got right now. If I came home and let's say I was making, my answer was 350. If I made 350, my wife is quitting her job.
Yeah.
Now, luckily for me, I have a wife that likes to work.
Yeah.
So she's probably going to go get the job she really wants.
Exactly.
And because right now she doesn't, if any of her coworkers listen, she does love her job. But for most people that know, my wife, she travels an hour to go to work.
Yeah.
She don't like that.
Fair.
It's an hour. And look, where we live at. She worked deep in Fort Mill.
Yeah.
So you know what traffic she fighting every day. So she gonna look at them and be like, all right, is there a job closer? Can I work from home? She gonna have now is gonna be that. But I know if I got to like 275, 300, that was her number. She pretty much let me know like, hey, if you get close to that, I'm probably going to start looking for a new job. And then she was like, yeah, if you get to 354, I'm probably not going to work. Now, I'm with you, and I know one of the dope parts you talked about it before we got cut off was that at some point, and we talked about this a while back too, it does get a point, especially because of the work I'm doing, that I will need to hire her.
Yeah. And
some of that hiring is so you can write off certain stuff, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all don't need to pull the Tyler Perry and Diddy.
Yeah. We talking about your wife.
Yeah.
Not the person that you're trying to boink.
Yeah. Because as you see, you end up in a RICO.
Exactly. So like, no. But I mean, I would say in that range. And again, right, we talking about a reasonable life. Like if you're talking about, if you got a woman that she wants to live, uptown, and y'all paying $7,500 a month in rent, then no, that's not enough money.
That's not.
You're gonna be broke, right? But if we talk about like we just want a modest house, suburbs of Charlotte, edge of Charlotte, we just drive nice cars, then like and I think if you have a woman that is reasonable like that, that is a blessing, bruh.
Shout out to my girl.
Is a blessing, right? If you don't have a woman that's like, I want them bands, I want to be uptown, I want the purses, No, that's not gonna be enough money.
You know what?
Not gonna be enough money.
I took pictures of a client last week. I hope she ain't listening. Yeah. Very, very pretty, right? And super cool. So I took pictures of her daughter, her newborn, right? And so she sent me the inspo, and it was all these. It was a Chanel inspired shoot, right? So I'm like, cool, bring it. I'm like, yo, come to the shoot. We can do this. Now, mind you, I don't know like how. I'm thinking that, hey, I want to take these type of pictures, not the actual stuff in the pictures. Yo, this girl pulls up. She takes the baby out. We take the baby in. She said, oh, come with me. I got boxes. Now, most people don't know when y'all do photo shoots, those boxes and bags that y'all see with all these designer stuff, that is from Temu. Just to give y'all a heads up, right? I hate when I see photo shoots happen and people be, oh my gosh, I can't believe, girl, he got you all that Louis Vuitton to y'all photo shoot. And I'm like, them bags are literally on Temu. You buy them, they are $2. You just stuff them so they look whatever, right? Yo, when this girl went to the car, she pulled out so many Chanel boxes. I tell y'all this, everyone had a purse in it. And I said, girl.
Yeah.
Mike, I never felt so broke in my life. Because let me tell you, and the ones that didn't have purses in it, it was shoe boxes. And she didn't have the shoes in them. But the joke was all the price tags of the Chanel boxes was on the side. And I'm like, I think she had one, she got it on sale. It was like $900 on sale. Because you seen the sale price, it was
Yeah, see, I need my woman to be way more reasonable than that.
Look, I was like, yo, and then she was like, oh, take the purse out the bag so we can lie. I'm like,
yeah.
Girl.
So let's we talked about that, right? I just seen a clip with Joe Budden. It was like him and their wives. I don't even know if I sent that to you.
Yeah, you sent it.
Okay.
You want me to play it? I know where to find it. It's the last one.
Yeah, but my question is like with the amount of money he making, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that he just tricks off a ton of money? And you follow Joe way more than I do on his girl with the amount of money he making. Now, I know Joe takes care of her, but it doesn't really seem like he comes across as a guy that's like, yo, I'm dropping $200,000 a month.
No, I doubt it. But you know, he lucky. His girl don't live here. You know, his girl lives in Houston.
Yeah, well, I mean, he still got to take care of her.
Yeah. But Joe has a bigger issue.
Yeah.
He got 2 baby mamas.
I didn't know he had 2 baby mamas.
Yeah, well, you know, his oldest son, matter of fact, he probably he don't pay his oldest baby mom, because Joe got lucky.
Yeah.
He had a baby with her when he was broke and on drugs. He tells this story. He was like, you know, when he started coming into money, he only had a few years left.
Yeah.
On child support. And then he said him and his other baby mom, their kid is young.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, all right, he's paying her, and he said they got a great thing going on. So
yeah, you got to take care of the one that was your day one. But no, play the clip though, because I got that question for you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I want to hear your response to that.
I hate when it's my turn. Hold on, here we go. Which part of it?
Of Pod Wives, I'm Mark Hill, and I am here. Now, y'all are used to this, right? I mean, you share every episode of the Joe Budden podcast. So it's not like this is the first time that you had to talk about your relationship. Did that make that easier for you?
It's different doing it with her next to me. I mean, I'm used to just saying what I want. But this was great. I think at the end of it all, it brought us closer together.
Yeah, I kind of use this as like therapy because there was things that we would deal with here in a way that we couldn't deal with at home by ourselves. So it worked out.
Why?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you? Why was it easier here?
She had support.
Nobody's gaslighting her.
Mark, get to the question.
That's exactly no. Yeah, I think that sometimes, you know, what I'm trying to get across to him, he's like, no, I don't understand, because what's in his head is in his head already. So when you hear from other people, they're kind of like, no, actually, I can see where you're coming from, or maybe reword what I'm trying to say in a way that he's like, oh, okay, I get it. So that worked out in.
Now, y'all are used to this, right? I mean, you
Keep going.
No, that's the wrong clip.
Mike got us listening to random clips. What was the question?
So the question that he has was, what does your partner think of you basically doing the show, right? How do you feel about what your partner think about you doing the show?
Okay. How does Corinna think about? How do
you feel about what she thinks about the things that you discuss on the show?
So here's the thing: my girl don't listen.
Yeah,
which is a problem because we need another follower. But it doesn't bother me. I think for her is like, don't embarrass me. Some stuff don't have to be said.
Yeah.
And so for me, do I pay attention to that? Not really, because she don't listen.
Yeah, but how do you balance that though?
I think for me, and you know what's funny is we've never had this conversation. Me and her have never had this conversation, but I think I know what bothers her and what's like off limits or what's on limits. And so certain things that I say, I'm assuming that it's on limits. I know when I teeter
Yeah.
I know when I push stuff, and she ain't gonna never hear it until Ben tells her, right? Or, you know, when people come up and she's just like, because we've had people come up and they've seen the show.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, even more when I had my photography podcast, because that was such a smaller community,
Yeah.
a niche community, especially it was a Charlotte-based photography podcast. So I had people in that community that come up and say stuff to her, and she's just like, how the hell do you know this?
Yeah.
Right? So certain things is, you know, I guess my reaction is like, I let certain stuff fly, but I know that, hey, if she find this out, I'm gonna have to hear about this, right?
Yeah.
As long as, honestly, it's really about family, sex, and I think that's it, and money. And also for her, she don't, you know, the biggest thing that pisses my girl off is, hey, I better not hear about this second. You know what I'm saying? So most of the stuff I say on here,
Yeah.
she's heard about it already. She knows my feelings on it. And
Yeah.
also, my girl is very much a, yo, this is the censored him. Y'all should hear him at home. Because I really don't like y'all. Other people.
Because I know a lot of people watch the pod and they be like, Gav be saying some wild stuff. And I know he's married.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I remember the first time I had to tell my girl I wanted to take pictures at a brothel. And I just remember, you know why I had to tell her? Because I knew I was telling that story on the next podcast. And I was like, you know, I told her on the photography podcast because that's how my journey goes, right? I'm at a shady spa, brothel, whatever, how y'all want to call
it. It was a spa. You didn't think I'd be a brothel.
Well, if I ever had to go to court, I know what they was going to label it as. And that's why when I was there, I was like, hold the hell up. What's going on here? But, you know, certain things like that, like certain clients, a lot of stuff, I don't never want my girl to like find out. You know, that's what it is. Certain pictures I take, if the woman posts it, I don't want my girl saying, why the hell did you do that? Or how did you do that, right? So I'm very open and honest there. So I guess when it comes to here, saying stuff, it's kind of like, yo, I am going to say stuff, but me and her, like, I don't give y'all nothing personal to her.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't talk about her family issues. I don't talk about her job. I don't mention her job here. Because I know the minute I do, they will find it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was like one of the things. So I mean, we played the wrong portion of that clip, but because that is like a consistent thing. Because like one of the things that I don't do is like, you know, like women I meet through the pod, I don't date them.
Yeah, I was told.
You know, so it's like, you know, it's not that I don't like you. It's that like, yo, that could just get way too messy.
It will.
Yeah,
because then we're going to have to talk about you.
No, we can't because I'm on the pod and I'm gonna veto that and I'm gonna Dana White it.
Yeah,
and then you're gonna be mad.
That is a great question though. That's funny. Dylan Brooks. I think some of y'all are into racist white women, but that's neither here nor there.
Is he mixed? Is he biracial?
I'm assuming so. He light skinned.
You can't just go off of light skin.
True. I mean, they do it to me all the time. I figured we could give it out. But you know, apparently Dylan Brooks, the reason is up here. He got a restraining order. Is that his baby mom?
I don't know.
Or just a girlfriend.
I don't know.
He got a restraining order.
That's why we need a producer.
Absolutely. Ben said he wanted to do it, but he needs to be in his office. So I'm like, you can't do that. But he got a restraining order on her.
Well, he's Canadian. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, that is part of the problem. And they live by different worlds up there. So, but anyway, he got a restraining order. She did threaten to cut his fingers off. It was a lot of violence. She threatened violence. But my thing is, she said, allegedly, she said, I see why racist people be racist.
I mean, she kind of ate on that one because some of y'all Negroes, the Carnival Cruise TikToks are, you're not helping us right now. You're not helping our case.
Yo, did you see that some dude was on a Disney cruise and his daughter fell off the fourth floor of a cruise in the water?
Yeah, he jumped in the water.
Corinna wrote me and said, we will never go on a cruise.
I'm kind of with her on going on the cruise. And, you know, congrats for him for definitely getting his daughter, but he had to jump into that water because his wife was going to kill him. So he didn't have a choice.
You know what? I wonder.
Ex-girlfriend, but they have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Oh, it's baby mom. Yikes.
Yeah, it's baby mama, man. She'll cut his fingers off. Hey, man, look, breakups are never good, man. Like, look, if you look, second dad tip of the week. You break up with your girl, get off social media, bro. Like, get off social media at least for a good month or two, so she can't tag you and she can't find you, and she knows that whatever she says, you can't see it. Because I know when y'all breaking up, women try to make like that they don't care. They do care. They just want the hate care. So unmake yourself a target. But no, they have 2 children together, 5-year-old, 2-year-old. His life is about to be hell.
Yeah, especially when she's threatening you. But you know, going back to the cruise joint. You know what made me weird? I asked Corinna, I said, I wonder, because we went on cruises when we was younger. I wonder, could I swim by then? And I don't think so. I can't remember.
Dude, you got to hope you don't get knocked out when you fall in 4 stories into the water.
Yeah. But if you don't, you need to hope that, like, you got to think, bruh, the ocean is dark. They wasn't in like, oh, we're in the Bahamas, it's clear. No, it looked dark out there.
Yeah, they say it was moving fast. It was a miracle that they both were saved, right? You can get pulled under by the toe. Like, it's a lot of things that could go wrong when you fall off a cruise ship. I have no desire to. I've never had a desire. Like, they tried to take a family trip to a cruise ship. I'm like, no.
Would y'all invite me on a family trip?
Absolutely, but it won't be on a cruise trip. I'm gonna see,
man.
Like, unless it's like the Ritz. I told y'all. So Ritz, if y'all want to send Black Dad's Club on a cruise,
please, so
we can sponsor y'all and like talk about it and advertise it, sure. But short of going on a Ritz cruise, I do not want to be on a cruise ship. It doesn't look fun. I don't want to be somewhere and I got to stand in line to get food. I don't like all that. Oh, and second thing, this is not on the board.
Okay.
Stop going to Miami and being upset that those people aren't letting y'all in the clubs. That is a thing in Miami and Vegas.
What happened?
A group of healthier sisters couldn't get into a spot, and they wanted. Look, Miami is a place of beautiful people. Like, literally, it's like known for that. It's been known for that for the past 50 years. As guys, if we did not have a table, I'm talking about being attractive guys in our 20s.
You're not getting in.
You're like, yo, if it's more than 2 of y'all, you're not getting in the club as a guy. You legit used to. Like, the girls probably ask for your Cash App now, but back then you would have to find a group of women that was attractive and say, hey, we want to go in with y'all and we'll buy y'all drinks when we get in there. That's how you would get into Miami clubs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, Miami has always been that way.
It has been, but they don't read the reviews before they go to Fontainebleau.
Like,
that's the problem. Y'all need to start reading reviews. They tell you in the reviews, yo, we wasn't pretty enough.
But I mean, I have seen pretty women turned down from Miami clubs. Mm-hmm. Like, it is a no joke place. Like, if you, as guys, you got to have a table. Period. Point blank. Yeah. Right. You don't have a table, you ain't getting in.
You're not.
But for the ladies, like, yo, the competition is still for y'all too. Like, Miami, it's not even the same Miami that I grew up with. Like, it has turned into like the billionaires' playground.
Yeah, Miami and Vegas like that too.
Yeah.
Well, in Vegas, the thing is, they made y'all tickets so cheap so you can get in. But if you not a 10, you're not getting on the stage.
Well, and the only way you can get in Vegas is you have to get a host. Right,
yeah.
The hosts are the only people that can get you into the club, and like even in Miami, I don't really know if you can. Like, what's funny is a guy that used to, I used to get him to book me, in Vegas. He actually works down there in Miami at one of the top clubs now. And I remember the last time I hit him up, I was like, "Yo," and this was before I got married, right? Mm-hmm. So this is the last time I had money. I have not had money since I have gotten married or divorced. So I don't know what lesson it is in that for y'all, but just figure out the lesson. But I remember I hit him up. I was like, yo, how much it is, for me to come in and get a table, because he's a gym, so he's like he can get us in. Dude, this was like, we're talking about 15 years ago, easy, right? He was like $4,800.
It's crazy.
That's Miami. So ladies, go to Atlanta. Don't go to Tampa. Don't complain about Miami
or Vegas.
Yeah, or Vegas. Like, that's what these places are for. Like,
in New York,
it's not. Depending where you go in New York, it's gonna be super tough.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm giving y'all the places y'all can't go.
So it's like, yo, like, they're not really being racist as much as they're being classist.
Or what is the word? You're just not cute enough.
I'm not going there. I'm not.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a certain aesthetic.
Yeah,
that they want in the club, and because men are paying $5, $6, $7, $8 grand for a table.
Yeah,
so they want to be surrounded
by the baddies,
by the aesthetic.
And some of y'all are 10s in Columbia, South Carolina, and you're not a 10 in Miami.
Hey man, Columbia got so nice, but you gonna stop bumping them my whole time. I was home the other day, man. I seen a chick working at the freaking fast food restaurant. I was like, good Lord.
I wonder what happened to the Home Depot girl.
She was just like a normal chick. I followed her for a minute. She's just a normal chick, man.
She still working at Home Depot?
She never put a link in her profile.
Okay.
But no, she is a real, like, good churchy girl. Like, she got her followers up, but she never really did anything with it. I think she was like dating a guy too. But I think she's like, I'm not into, purity sports, but I think she's like, she's into like that purity, because that's what it is, right? Like when the people started talking about like, virgins and, trad wives, like those are purity sports. Like y'all all are lying.
I knew one. Hold on. I can't. Shout out to my homegirl that was on a reality show. And that's why her dude left her, because she wouldn't give up the cheeks. And I knew her in real life.
She wouldn't give up the cheeks in real life?
Well, on the show, because
on the show she won't give up the cheeks.
Well, on the show she was a virgin.
Okay.
In real life she was.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But he was one of them. It was married at first sight.
Yeah.
And then so it was one of the things where like the pressure was like, hey, now we're married. Could you get married and you got to live out? But she was just like, yo, I don't know if we're still going to be married after this reality show is over. And she I don't know what she is now.
She did not give up the cheeks after they got married?
Yeah.
That is rough.
It is rough.
That is rough.
It is rough.
I mean, with that being said, to y'all crazies that's listening right now, no one is obligated to your body. Yes, right? Yeah. But also, he's not obligated to stay. You get the hell out of there.
Yeah, he didn't stay. And good for her. He was a weirdo.
But it's like, again, right? I don't do the purity sports because once purity becomes your identity, like, man, I don't have time.
One of them influencers who she has like a Jesus podcast, and I'm saying that because that's in her pipe.
Is that a girl from back in the day? Amani Talks?
No.
Okay.
Bump her.
Is she still going? Because I know she blocked us.
Yeah, I think she is still going.
It's so funny. Gavin got blocked because of me.
Yeah, and I ain't do nothing.
She blocked the pod. She blocked Gavin. I was like, oh, she was thorough. She did not like that comment.
yeah, but my other account, I could see her. But nah, funny enough, this girl, she hit me up because we did a photo shoot one time. And so Shorty was like, she was a makeup artist. She went through a bad breakup. She wanted to do a photo shoot, super dope photo shoot. Her picture's up in my office. Okay. But she wore a tank top with no bra on. I don't know why y'all women do that.
The white tank top, brown skin chick?
Yeah, she white.
Okay, well, I missed that one.
Yeah, it's out there. You'll see it. But the focus there is her makeup. Her makeup is fire. And so she did that. You could clearly see through her tank top. I mean, excuse me, I take that back. I know why y'all do that. You want your areolas to show. Like, you want people to see your nipples.
As a photographer, I'm going to let you take that because I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about women in real life. Oh, but I get you. Yes. So I know why y'all do that. It's because you want people to see it. The fact that Skims and Kim K now makes bras that has the nipple piercings.
Yeah. Because they would tell us that's not why they do it.
Yeah, but whatever. They lie. And so anyway, y'all heard the tag and the thing. Y'all be lying. But anyway, so she did that. She changed her image, became a influencer, purity, Jesus this, coffee this. Jesus and coffee was her whole brand. She moved to LA, got her manager, and she DM'd me and tried to debo me and was like, yo, take that down. That ain't my image. And she tried to do that. And then you know what? I archived it for 30 minutes. And that 30 minutes, I was steaming. And so, because I was like, yo, I want to be respectful. That's what you want. Cool. And then I thought about it. I'm like, I've hit this girl up many times for business. Like, yo, I'm sending you somebody. Hey, I want to work, blah, blah, blah. And I got no response, right? And then you left me on red. And I was like, now you circle the block, 4 years later, ain't never spoke to me. And now you come out saying, hey, you done already untagged yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, get the F out of here. And I posted it. I reposted it. I think I unarchived it and reposted it. I'm like, yo, get out of here. Because it's like, yo, what's changed? Like, I understand that you saying that, hey, it's that. But like, yo, if you was a stripper, now you the first lady of a church, you still strip.
This is true.
And it's cool.
Who cares? True. Like, your past is part of your story.
Absolutely.
So I too have an issue when, and this thing, sometimes we individuals, like, we take our past and we're like, yo, I don't want nobody to see that, right? Yeah, so I'm pretending that this is who I was the whole time. And I think that does a disservice to everybody because people need to see your story. They need to see your plight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to know it's possible for them too. One of the craziest things was when I was younger, I used to be like, man, I see people doing the right thing all the time. And I was like, I never want to do the right thing, right? Yeah. Like I had no desire to, right? Mike. No, it's just like, but it's a discipline, right? Like most of the time you want to do the wild and crazy stuff. And I was like, man, like, am I the only person like this? Like, am I the only person that always want to go out here and get into some craziness, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get older, you realize that, like, oh no, like the people that you see that are doing well, like they went through the same things that you went through, and then they grew through it and they matured. Right now, as an older guy, you know, it's like, yo, I don't have the desire, right? Like I tell, like, you know, I was talking with my friends. I was like, you know, I can't say, because she and I was talking about sometimes this idea of like hypersexuality, right? And I was like, well, so here's the thing, right? I say a lot of times people like to shame people that like sex, right? But they don't like sex. Yeah. And I was like, that's like me trying to shame people that smoke weed. Yeah. You know, and I'd be like, yo, I don't understand why y'all smoke weed. What y'all smoke weed all the time for? That's stupid. And I was like, I don't like weed anymore. Yeah. Right? So I was like, it's easy for me to say, why are you smoking weed? Yeah. Facts. So I hate that. So again, right, to go back to the original topic, right? Yep. Purity sports. I hate when people do this thing of, you know what? I'm going to shame you for doing this as if I never done it or you never had the inclination to, right? If you don't like alcohol, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to be like, I don't understand why you drink alcohol.
Yeah, facts. Nah, it is weird. Shout out to Love Island. I'm loving it. I do have this to say. I want to know what y'all cut out from Huda. The girl from Raleigh who already said she going to LA, who, you know, she already has her mind made up that she's going to be a reality show star after this, which I love. But
is Love Island, is this the show? Because I see the blurbs. Is this the one with the 3 black girls on it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have but one of the girls, Clark, is from Charlotte.
Oh, we got a Charlottean on there. Charlotte's actually blowing up as a major city. So I got to stop being surprised when we see people from Charlotte. Yeah, they shows. So she's the first light skin. So they had 4 of them on there, but one black girl got sent home. But the 3 girls, they were all through was dark. They was fine too. But one of the girls got sent home. Clark, she's light skinned. She from Charlotte. No comment. Sorry, but anyway, Huda is she live in Raleigh. I think she from Fayetteville. She moved to Raleigh. She's the one who has like a daughter, and she keeps talking to guys, you know, I'm a mom, and the dudes are like, I don't care. Huda, I'm here to let you know, they don't care because they don't plan on being with you. This is a non-factor that you got a daughter, girl. You've crashed out so many times. You know, the last black dude who you was in there talking to, you kept calling him a pussy ass bitch. I don't know why women, y'all think that talking like men to men always is going to end up with you in a higher place in life. No, you're going to end up in a much lower place, and men should not tolerate any disrespect at all.
Absolutely. But I love Huda did a move on Ace because they had to seduce, that they wore bands like Apple Watches to see who heart rate will raise up by being seduced by other people. And
sometimes your heart rate is raised because somebody's annoying you.
That part. But when Huda put Ace on the ground, and she did. So first of all, before this, 2 weeks ago, somebody online, I don't know if this is true or not, they said that she was a dancer, like a former. Excuse me. I saw it. I keep saying it, and it's all jacked up, right? But they say she used to be a dancer, an exotic dancer. And so everybody was like, do we got any proof? Whatever. After these moves she put on Ace, it is confirmed in my head that she used to dance. And she did that stripper move when they reverse cowgirl you, but they put their ass, like they go back and forth their ass in front of your face.
Yeah.
And so they cut it, and they just showed her picking him up. I knew the move that she was going to do, right? If you've been to enough strip clubs, you know that move is coming, right?
I don't know that move. I haven't been to a strip club in 2 decades.
Good. That's smart. And I can't afford it. I can't confirm or deny that because I've never been to one with Mike. So with that, she was about to do that move. They cut it, and Ace girl, the girl he was coupled with, was pissed.
Yeah.
And all the other girls was like, you did too much. And then all the dudes was like, yo. Because they looking at Ace like, yo, she OD'd. But from what we saw on TV, it wasn't that crazy. So I want to know what they did. But you know what? I told my wife.
Can I get that mad at a lap dance?
Nah, it was OD. She laid him on the floor.
You still can't get that mad. If there's something in between the two of y'all, it's really nothing to get upset about.
I mean, panties, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Y'all have only been on this show for 1 month. Stop calling people y'all best friends because you don't know these niggas.
This is true.
And so that's the other reason why I'm like, you can't get mad. So Shelly's like, oh, that's my girl, my friend. I done helped her like not crash out. You know, I've only been with this one guy. You know this. And then you lay him on the floor. She's like, okay, of course everybody else is doing little flirty dances and they're doing whatever. But no, one move, she did a handstand when he was sitting and she did the black backflip.
Okay.
Then she took him. She circled the room. Then she went back and got him and then took him and did the whole coochie in the face thing. But my biggest thing is this. Everybody on the show, newsflash, stupid games get you stupid prizes. And y'all keep playing stupid games. So you keep flirting, you keep kissing everybody. At some time, your partner's gonna look at you and be like, all right, bro, you keep kissing this dude over and over. Oh, it's just because their thing is, it's just a challenge. You shouldn't be mad that I'm tonguing him down. It's like, all right, go ahead.
You're gonna make me watch the show because I'm not understanding the ridiculousness of it.
Oh, it's bad.
But you're actually getting to the point where I think I'm gonna have to see what the heck is going on in this show.
It's pretty good. And shout out to Amaya. First episode that you did not annoy me. And she looked pretty in her little nurse outfit.
What was she dressed up as a nurse?
It was the theme. It was a theme of like how you wanted to dress to seduce everybody. So she dressed, because she is a nurse in real life. So she dressed up as a sexy nurse. And
so we got a stripper on here. We got a nurse. What else? We got a school teacher, makeup artist.
They be lying about their jobs. This is the first show that I've really realized that y'all are not telling us what these people do. Because back on the other shows, they would tell you their jobs, and it's like some type of sales agent. Everybody like who they don't have a real job. It would be like sales agent. It's like, all right, bro, they ain't got no real job.
No, they selling
cootie.
Bring back Craigslist.
Oh my God! Shout out to Ace Bailey. You do not look happy in Utah. I don't know if this is a good thing. Ace Bailey pissing me off.
I don't think too many people are going to be happy in Utah.
Not at all.
Yeah. Or Salt Lake City. Beautiful place from what I've heard, but I mean, going there as an athlete, yeah, I can see why guys don't really want to be there. But you are a rookie, gotta go, bro.
You gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go. It really seems like a lot of this is coming from his manager, agent, whatsoever.
You know, his manager is friends with Ish.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, like because, and I knew something wasn't right because when they talked about Ace Bailey not working out for teams, Ish was very much like, let's not talk about his representation. And, you don't know what's going on. There might be something bigger. I don't want to do this. And then next thing you know, pictures start posting up with Ish and his manager out everywhere. And it's like, all right, whatever. But I'm telling y'all this, Ace Bailey needs to know one thing. The league don't need you. Your talent ain't that. You ain't no LeBron, nigga.
Well, I mean, you haven't shown it yet. Like, I mean, you were decent at Rutgers, but y'all got bounced out in the play-in round, I think, if memory serves me correctly. So, you gotta take that team to the Elite Eight. Then you might be able to talk a little.
You ain't no
cash.
Cooper Flag, not yet. Like, and here's the thing: we're not talking about what you want to be. We talking about right now. You're getting drafted.
Exactly.
If we compare, we seen way better players come in and not do what you're doing. However, I do like, I do want to, take over my future. But okay, you going to the Jazz? Okay,
yeah,
what if you would have came to Charlotte? Apparently, he didn't want to come to Charlotte.
He didn't want to go to Charlotte either. So I think he wanted to be in DC. Is where he wanted to be.
They a worse organization than us.
Yeah. So I don't know. Look, I get these young men want to control their futures, but you do have to realize the NBA is a very, very political place, right? It is a fraternity. You know, it's not a job. You don't just show up. You know what I'm saying, and be good enough. Like the NBA, it's one of the few leagues that I will see that they will bounce you out with talent.
Yeah.
Like you could be talented, you can still play.
You can win Rookie of the Year and not get a second contract.
And they'll be like, "Yeah, we're good on you."
And if you don't know what was my man in Sacramento? Dang,
get his name.
That's how quick he was in and out.
Yeah.
They made him quick.
The NBA, I think Ace is a good kid. I just think he has bad management.
Yeah,
and or maybe not even bad, right? Maybe you're playing too hard for ball. And you haven't received that cachet yet.
Yeah.
Rich Paul can say, "Don't touch Bronny James."
Yeah.
Right? He can say that, right? But he had to get there. He couldn't say that day one. And that's when he had LeBron.
Yeah.
He still had they still had to work within the confines of the league. So one of the things about as men, you always got to understand, right? There's a hierarchy. That's how men work. And if you miss out on that hierarchy, bro, people are going to remind you where you belong in the pecking order the first opportunity they get that they can no longer use your talents.
We saw them bounce way talented people out this league for attitudes.
Yeah.
And some of these people out here, they just want to teach you a lesson. Like, you know what? Let's just make sure that nobody else think they about to do this. We not finna come to y'all, not the Mannings. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the NFL dealing with, when Archie come out, he gonna be able to say where he ain't going.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. And it ain't even got to do with talent. It just got to do with cachet that his family got plus talent. And then for you, it was just like, all right, you don't want to come to Sharpe. And I get it. Because if we being honest, I've always said this city has a loser mentality.
Well,
but we getting better.
City has a loser mentality, but also I can see Ace not wanting to come here because Brandon Miller is a freaking beast. I think Brandon Miller is going to be a star this year. Like I think he probably going to average 25 to 27 points a game.
But they don't play the same position, right? Brandon the 3, ain't he?
Yeah, but he can move to the 2. He needs to be at the 2.
Oh, I thought homeboy was a 4.
No, he's a 3.
Ace Bailey I'm talking about Ace Bailey.
No, Ace is a 3 too. But that's what I'm saying. Him and Brandon Miller is basically the same position. Because Brandon gonna get moved down. Low key, I think they about to trade LaMelo Ball because they got Colin Sexton.
Yeah,
and I'll be like Colin Sexton. Like if you making him a 6-man, you kind of wasting him. So I really think that Charlotte should trade LaMelo.
Yeah,
get some picks. Get a player. And
my problem with LaMelo is, I told y'all this. I said this about LaMelo. I said this about Zion. Some of these boys, but Melo especially, Zion was something different. Yeah. So let me take this out of here. Let me take Zion. I'm gonna remove you. Melo plays like he come from a rich family. He don't care about basketball.
A little bit. Little bit.
If Melo could be a music producer and make the same amount of money, he would go do that. Or he could be a rapper and make the same amount of money. He doesn't seem like he cares about it, and so it sucks. So I don't know, and I think other teams know that about him.
But I think part of it is losing. I think if he was on a good team, I think we would see this Melo and be like, okay. Matter of fact, if they trade him to a good team and that team like wins 60 games next year, everybody in Charlotte gonna be like, where was this Melo?
Facts.
But I think he's that type of player. Like, yo, if it's a bad team,
I can chill.
As
long as I get my 25.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he know he gonna get the next contract. LeBron, they allegedly, because y'all love lying on LeBron, and I love it too. But anyway, apparently he wants to, if the Lakers don't make some improvement, he want to move. I love this because this is LeBron every year, no matter where he at.
Yeah, that's just LeBron talking. He's not leaving LA.
Yeah, he's not, man. Plus, they said the market for him is like piss low.
Which would also be a lie. Everybody would want LeBron to be in their city.
Well, here's my thing. It's only a couple of teams that could compete for a championship.
Yeah.
And you do have to understand that, hey, the LeBron, what you got to give back for LeBron? Because you're not getting just LeBron, right? You're not trading for just LeBron.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on. What you're trading for is his retirement tour.
Yeah.
And if I know I'm passing you that and it ain't finna be in LA, then no. You got to give me a little bit more than some picks.
But you only going to have him for like 1 or 2 years.
Exactly.
So again, to the original point, that might be why it's not a market for him because teams are like, I want that, right?
Yeah.
But LeBron's not playing more than 2 more years.
Yeah, exactly.
This is it. Like he's not playing for more than 2 years. But
I wonder his last year if he gonna go back to Cleveland.
No, I think he's in LA.
I mean, and I'm just saying just for the retirement part.
Nah, I don't think he likes Cleveland. Like not
Nobody
Cleveland the city, but I'm saying like the organization.
Well, nah,
I don't think he likes him.
Well, he did go back.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron. I don't think he's like, let me go back here and give you that.
I think he that tight.
No,
I think he that tight.
I think he's too much of a mogul now to be like, I'm gonna give that to you.
Your retirement tour does do more. I think. Look, I personally think that's why the Buss family probably sold. They know how much money they gonna make on a LeBron tour.
Yeah.
If you selling me the rest, you telling me, you gonna get to LeBron. You gonna make so much money. You gonna make $1 billion on his retirement tour. So look, we'll give you this for $7 billion because you gonna get 1 or 2 of it back.
And I also don't like that somebody recorded him having that conversation at a restaurant. Oh, you ain't see the clip, so you couldn't. Nah. It was like on ESPN.
Wait,
so
what?
So he's at a restaurant, right? So somebody's just recording him. You don't see LeBron, but you hear him talking to someone. They got the camera down. And they're recording his conversation, and he's basically saying that Savannah wants him to retire in the next year or 2.
I mean, okay.
But leave people alone, man. Like this man, I'm pretty sure he's paying a pretty freaking penny to be wherever the hell he's at. And yo nosy ass, who also would probably be rich to be in this restaurant.
It could have been at Blaze Pizza. Well, you know what's up. What you said, simple assaults need to go back to $50.
Yeah.
None of these people get punched, Mike.
No, that is the problem. The problem is there's too much safety between people doing dumb stuff and instant correction. It is.
Like when y'all was, I meant to kick y'all back, saying when y'all was going around and y'all was doing like How to Catch a Predator stings. I don't know if you saw that little trend that was getting popular.
Mm-mm.
So people was like going on sites saying, yo, I got a 14-year-old here. And what they'll do is they get the predator to come out and they'll show up and they'll beat them up.
Yeah.
And I was like, mind you, it was only white people doing this. But it was, you know what? I take that back. I seen a black person do this too. But you know what? I said, y'all ain't gonna be satisfied till one of y'all get shot.
Yeah.
Because somebody gonna be scared and they're gonna pull out and pop y'all. And then you gonna be now.
And you're not law enforcement.
Yeah, you're not.
You're not
and then what was sad is they got one boy and they didn't know he was autistic. And so it was sad because they pulled him, they got him there and they was beating him up. And I think they got in trouble because he was, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like one of those situations where it's like, all right, now what? Now look what y'all doing. You beating up on somebody who don't know what the hell they doing. And then now you going to jail for assaulting, you know, whatever. But we'll let that rock. Football season about to come back. Before we get to football, look, I love Twitter. If you put Caitlyn's name up on anything and Angel Reese's name up on anything, the racist folks come out and fight. And they love fighting.
They do. But I mean, Caitlyn is the reason why we talk about the WNBA. Like we can't deny that. There is nobody else.
That is true.
She's the reason. So they have to embrace that. Caitlin Clark is the logo, right? There's a good chance that she is going to be the logo for the WNBA, right? Y'all got to eat that, right? Because that's going to get y'all paid in the future.
Yeah.
You can't get paid how you want to get paid. You got to get paid with what comes. And that comes through Caitlyn. And I get both sides, right? I get the side of that support Caitlyn because it is basically the Duke basketball effect, you know, against UNLV. And then I get the people who don't like Caitlyn because they're like, you know what? Aja Wilson is actually
way better.
the way better player, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, I get both sides of it, right? But Aja Wilson ain't getting you paid.
She not.
Right?
And it's unfortunate that y'all can't see that because some of us turn on the WNBA to see it and we see how trash it is at times. And we go, you know what? Aja ain't playing. Angel ain't playing. Caitlyn ain't playing. Turn it off.
It's not even fun watching Angel play, if we're being honest. It's only, I mean,
she get the me bounds.
The me bound, yeah.
I do like her trademarking that.
Well, I do like she took it in good jest.
Yeah.
As well. But you know, she has to work on the game, right? Like Angel's nowhere near Aja. There's only two women that I will actually watch if they're on.
Who? Oh.
Aja and Caitlyn.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's like that's it, right? But you know, like Caitlyn, she got flaws in the game. She turned the ball over too much. She doesn't really have winning basketball, but it's exciting basketball.
Yeah.
And then Aja, you know, doesn't really give you exciting basketball. It's better than what most the big women have given you. So y'all make everything so weird because I'm trying to figure out how to say big women. I'm like, what do we say? We say big men. Big women.
Yeah.
So she don't typically, but she has a more fluid game than most big women. She's like the KG of big women, you know, and over there. So
I ain't watching that shit.
I look, y'all got to get off Caitlyn, bro.
What they said, who they said, because I don't believe the story at all. What they hit up Dawn to go coach the Knicks. Dawn, don't you dare take that job, girl.
No, Dawn stay exactly where she is.
Don't you?
You know, what would be good, but they can't afford it, is if they brought the good women's basketball coaches from college to the pros. Like that actually would.
To the NBA or WNBA?
The WNBA. Oh. That actually probably would really, really help their product because the women's college coaches, they kind of got it in the bag. They kind of know how to make the game look, I guess, like TV watchable, right? Because there's women's basketball games that I watch at NCAA that are actually good.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
But some of that is because the talent is not better. They're so close together.
Yeah.
You know, that's the interesting part about that. Because when we watch the NBA, you can see the difference between when DC plays, I don't know, you know, when they play Golden State.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was watching something and they said, who was that? They said Golden State was so good that they used to come out with 6 minutes left
of, yeah.
on the thing. And I was just like, yeah.
And the coach was like, yo, y'all being disrespectful. Like, get out there and warm up,
He's
fellas.
like, all right, whatever. But, you know, you can see that. But in college, the teams is so close in talent, no matter, and that's male and female, that is just, you know, whatever. I'm excited for football. Hopefully I'll be at a game. I'm going to a game. We need to have a football outing with Black Dad's Club.
We could, we could do a
at the game
tailgate. We could do a tailgate this year.
You don't want to go inside? Maybe y'all played we played the 49ers this year?
Man, I don't want to watch the Panthers, bro. Y'all, that team is terrible.
You just hate us, man. That's crazy.
I don't want to watch the Panthers.
It's crazy, man. You just did me dirty.
I mean, I'm pulling for y'all. Look, y'all know I pull for the home team, but yeah, man.
You know how that go. What you got playing this weekend?
I can't really call it, man. Can't really call it.
What's this week? It's 4th of July weekend.
4th of July.
You celebrate
weekend.
4th of July?
I mean, if somebody cook it out, I'll stop by. I don't really do holidays, and I especially do not do holidays that my people were not free when you celebrate freedom. So.
I can't even say nothing. That is 100% correct. It's funny because I think I got a wedding on the 5th. I had a dude yesterday. Look, for the love of everything, stop calling people and not introducing yourself. I had a dude call me for a photo shoot. He just started talking, and I'm like, "Hello," you know what I'm saying? So anyway, if he don't book on the 4th, then I'll be,
You working on the 4th,
bruh. I told you what I got to pay for.
Yeah, you got to pay for that truck. Understood. I need to make some outside money,
fellas. When there's a large bill to be paid at the house, your girl will not pitch in. See, that's probably something my girl don't want me to say. You know what I'm saying?
You on the B side now. Absolutely. It ain't gonna reach you.
Look, absolutely. Look, man, I want to thank everybody for listening. Make sure you take your ass down there to No Grease. Make sure you tell them we sent you. Go get you a $5 drink. Weekday drinks. I told Darnell to make sure Corinna got a drink. So we'll see how that go. But look, man, we gonna holler at y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I doubt I'm gonna keep the bad audio in the middle. That's probably my editing fun for today, where I'm gonna have to go back through. But anyway, we gonna holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.